What's up, boys, girls, me, and what's up, boys, girls, and the host of the living? Today, we are going to be watching some more video cards. Because why not? Why not give me myself some more nightmares?
You going back home for the games?
The host of Influence, that's what it's named. Okay. 4! Violence and death. Flashing light.
The host of influence. The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement. The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air.
Before I get
These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all
someone
costs.
sends me to send me to
Luckily,
Jesus.
the host is rare, only found in North America.
Who made
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task.
by the way?
This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one.
Oh.
The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them. An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal. If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
Yeah, it can just unroot itself.
Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs.
I cannot see that.
Next,
I cannot see
the monoliths.
You don't have to make me watch the last bit. Next, monolith. The video 4 minutes long. Next video watching all of these. Next video watching because the video would be like 7 minutes long. I'm watching the last tiny bit of I know there's like a singularity.
The monoliths. The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of There are only 7 monoliths, all
the
of them
breed did he
located in
say?
a circular position, one
So
and
they
a
got
half
the
kilometers
censorship
in
filter
diameter.
like me.
This ring of monoliths
But that's
surrounds.
would that just suck?
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has two trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso. The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in.
Watch more of this content.
During this period,
More of this
they
kind
were
of
extremely
content,
aggressive. When the
I
group
can
of
get skip. Why do you have a
were
censorship
making
filter?
their way to the city, the monolith that they had
Honestly,
passes
doesn't have
roared
the
a deep bellow
censorship
and
filter.
swung
I
its
thought it was
appendages at the
YouTube.
team,
Well,
completely
YouTube didn't
wiping
have a
them out.
censorship filter.
When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
You want to make me watch? You want to make me watch? You don't have to make me watch.
Damaged. It regenerated at great speed, and resumed its stance unscathed.
What?
Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
At Vistaprint, we know you've got that idea for your business, like the trade
Well,
show or the second
guess I
location.
gotta know.
But once that idea's on signage, giveaways, and apparel, it's so happening.
The video's still not even
Print
done.
your possible with code NEW20 for 20% off your first order at vistaprint.ca.
I'm making a...
The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of readings that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by... marvelous and majestic world that exists today, it's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
That's what I'm getting at. I might also do some art of... I might try to do some art. I know this. What I'm doing is... Wait. All I know of this is like that like a guy covers stuff. So that there's the crawl, those goofy goober guys. I also can't forget the names. No exactly videos like 5 minutes apart. Like that guy or that guy, there's actually I know there's also the SCP looking guys that are like this tall, all surrounding an area like that. I probably have like the singularity. And singularity is just a big circle that will destroy the singularity. All these other creatures would go. And that's all I'm getting at. Thank you guys for coming here for my. How is this video the 10-minute video? How? Well, that's all. Okay, bye bye. I don't get it. Huh?